Around 27,000 Ukrainians have arrived here since the beginning of the war to flee from the horrors unfolding at home. Many Scots opened their homes and their hearts, providing stability, and whilst the settlement schemes may not have been perfect, many Ukrainians have left their mark here in Scotland. Over the last year, of course, many have decided to return home. Ukrainians love their country. They do not want to be separated from their loved ones and from their home for a prolonged period of time. One of those is a formidable woman, Tatiana Hearn, who I have mentioned in this chamber on many occasions before, who returned to her hometown back in July. She is a talented artist, and whilst Tatiana lived here in Scotland, she used her gift to give that back to Scottish communities. She painted murals for the Moira Anderson Foundation and Falkirk Business Hub in my region. She commissioned artworks in North Berwick and in Musselburgh, and if you wander down North Berwick's High Street, you will marvel at the mural that she painted to thank the Scottish people for their hospitality and warm welcome. I mentioned earlier the devastating impact that war has on children, and I was really pleased to find out that Tatiana is back home and painting more murals to boost morale and to empower young people through art. She truly is an inspiration. Culture and art are, of course, important during times of conflict, and I'm pleased that the Cabinet Secretary also picked up on the importance of sharing cultures between ourselves here in Scotland and, of course, our Ukrainian friends, because art serves as a visual and emotional record of wartime events, preserving the human experiences and the broader implications of conflicts, and it can also be a tool for reconciliation. Ukrainians have drawn on our culture sector to speak about war and their own experiences of being in Scotland. And an excellent example of this is the Class at Ukraine in Scotland, run by the Traverse Theatre. The script, written by Ukrainian young people, supported by 3 acclaimed international playwrights and University Edinburgh, also helped to unlock their creativity and potential. Each of the scripts were brought to life by professional artists, which created a bond between our cultures. And in Fife, the Forth Parish Church and Dalgety Bay congregation hosted a series of events for Refugee Week, including a photographic exhibition focused on Ukrainian experiences in June, created by Ukrainian families who regularly meet at the church. The exhibition displayed pictures from before and after the Russian invasion, showing the horrifying realities of war. Not only is this an area of reflection for local people, but it is also a poignant reminder of how destructive this war has been for Ukrainians' infrastructure and economy. A fusion of cultures and the way that Ukrainians have integrated into our communities is something that we should celebrate, especially in times of darkness. Presiding Officer, for as long as the war continues, we must continue to open our hearts and our homes to the people of Ukraine. But before I conclude my remarks today, I want to address concerns over the Scottish Government's super sponsor scheme. And this is by no way a criticism. This is more of a probing question for the Cabinet Secretary, if she would be able to put this into our closing remarks today, because in March they announced that the scheme would be temporarily paused for 3 months. However, we are now approaching October and the scheme remains paused. Because wars are unpredictable, and given the recent significant threats from the Kremlin, this is the right time for the Scottish Government, in my view, to perhaps review that pause, because families in Ukraine will be rightly concerned about Putin potentially targeting nuclear plants. Yes, I will.
Cabinet Secretary.
Can I thank Megan Gallagher for the opportunity? I hope to be able to reassure that this is kept under review very regularly, and we will continue to do that, because we do recognise that we have an obligation to continue to look at what's not just what's happening here, but also what still happens in Ukraine. So I hope I can give her that reassurance.